Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me today. All month long, I am going to be playing Pick 3 with Cree, where I pick 3 different prompts per day out of this bag. I have them all written on these little circles, and they're double-sided so that if I want to cheat, I can, because there are no rules in this game. This is all about using the stuff that you have, getting creative, maybe putting some different mediums together that you normally wouldn't, and just getting that stuff out and working with it, because sometimes we kind of put our mediums in the back and forget about them. So I picked the prompts in a previous video. This is my first week. Now, if you want to play along with me, you can do this in any order. I'm just picking 5 days per week, so it's not 7, just 5 per week. And for each day here, I've got 3 prompts. So like I said, you can do this in any order that you want. And if you play along with me, for each day of prompts that you do, if you post it with the hashtag Pick3WithCree, either on Instagram or if you're on Facebook in Junk Journal Divas, post it in the Divas group so that I can see it. When I see your post, I'll make a comment that I have you entered into a drawing that I'm going to do after the end of the month. And for each day that you do, you get an entry into the drawing. So I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to make it something fun, because I've been wanting to do this little project just to play with different mediums and have fun. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So I'm super excited about it. So join me and let's play. So today I'm going to be working on the second list here, which is stencil, grit paste, and staple. I am also doing this as a part of my Diva Delight project for March, which means I'm going to be mailing some of these out to inspire people in Junk Journal Divas. If you're not in the group, come on over. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of different events going on that you can join if you want to, or just share things you're creating and see what other people are creating and be inspired. So I'm just starting off with a tag here from food packaging, and I covered it on one side with some of my jelly prints, and I'm using this book page to cover the back. This is an antique book page, so it is very fragile, and you can see here a little piece of it kind of ripped off when I was pressing it down. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these edges off and then go over it with something to kind of protect the page. And I decided to use gesso. I like writing on gessoed papers, so because it has that little bit of a gritty texture to it. So I'm using the gesso just to put a little sealant on it and prepare it for writing on also. And I don't really want to wait for it to dry, so I'm going to use my heat gun. The good thing about gesso is it does dry quickly. And now I'm just looking at focal points, and I'm liking these mushrooms, the reds together. So I'm going to use one of the mushrooms. These are from Art House Whimsy, and I will put the links also in the video description. But when I'm cutting this out, I left a little bit of white edge on it just to kind of make it pop on my project a little bit more. And I decided I want to use a mask. So I'm going to use a stencil with my paste, but I'm going to use this as a mask to kind of block out that area. So when I'm cutting out my mask part, I'm going to do it larger than my focal point. So now I can lay that down, and I put a little piece of tape on it so that in case it sticks, I can pull it up. And I don't have grit paste. I thought that I did, but I don't have it. So well, actually I do have grit paste, but it is translucent, and I didn't really want to use that. So I'm using crackle paste instead. Like I said, these prompts are just to inspire you to start creating. So if you don't have exactly what the prompt is, just what does it make you think of? What do you have? What can you find in your supplies that are close or as close as you can get? Just about getting creative and having fun and exploring all these different mediums together. So here you can see my mask pulled up with my stencil, so that was easy enough. And I'm gonna save that mask because it's kind of cute, the little mushroom. And I'm just using my finger there to kind of press down some of the paste that was hanging off of the edge. So now I want my focal point to kind of pop a little bit. I don't want it to just be that, matte, bland paper. So I'm thinking I'll add a little bit of embossing glaze on top, and it's just a clear embossing glaze. So all this is going to do is make it shiny, and it will also just make the colors a little more vibrant. So just shake that off. Now I'm going to use my heat gun, and I'm showing this part because this is like magic. I love watching the embossing glaze melt. So here's my mushroom, and you can see it's nice and shiny now, and I also love the feel of it. So it's ready to glue down onto my tag. And I have my area that was blocked out so that you can see some of the underneath paper. And I'm just gonna wipe off some of the excess glue that's popping out there. So I'm really liking this so far. And now I'm just looking at some things I have laying around my desk for a topper. And I'm going to put a grommet in. And this is just a piece of fabric that I ripped, and it's really shredded up at the end, and I kind of like that look. So I thought I can put that in the end. So set my grommet here, and then I can put my toppers in. And I'm going to grab some of since I've been doing botanical lately, I also grabbed some of that ribbon that looks like a vine. And this is kind of hard because the fabric is thick to work through the hole, but I was able to poke it through and work that through and then pull it up. So two other things that I know I want some kind of a sentiment to go on this, and I also want something to make it look like a ground, maybe some grass or something. And I found this black paper, but it's just those little edges from, the perforated paper, and I love to use these. So I thought, let me just I can rip these up and sort of use this like it would be grass poking up. And now I've got these stamps that I remember that had a couple things about mushrooms, and so this one says, "You're a fungi." So I thought that was kind of cute, and that will be my sentiment. So I can just glue these pieces on, and I decided to make a couple of layers and make it come up a little higher on the one side so that the black part was behind my sentiment. And then after I get all these little pieces glued on, I am going to run this through my sewing machine. I have black thread in my machine right now, so I thought that will look good, along the edges. So I'll finish gluing these pieces on. And I just think this is so cute. There's something about mushrooms, I don't know. I just love mushrooms, and they're just so cute. Plus I've been on this little botanical kick lately. I think it's also, I'm just really wanting spring to come. I think we're all over winter and ready for sunshine and spring weather, right? So I'm going to put this through my sewing machine, and then here is a close-up look at my finished tag. And now I'm just going to put my little sticker on the back that says who created this, my little name tag that I have. And I had a piece of this black paper and I thought, let me add a little bit of this underneath my sticker. And then this one will be finished. And then I'm realizing as I'm looking at my beautiful finished product that I completely forgot to do staples. And I do happen to have these really pretty gold staples. So I thought I'm just going to go along the bottom on the black so-called grass. And so they kind of show up really well. Can't really see them all that great in the video here, but I just kind of added a little bit of a frame at the bottom with my staples. So now I can say, here's my finished product. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will play along with me. And if you do, don't forget to use the hashtag Pick3WithCree so that I can enter you into the drawing that I'll be doing at the end of the month.